What's up, family? It's September 10th. We're in the daily stoic. Preparing on the sunny day. Here's a lesson to test your mind's mettle. Take part of a week in which you have only the most meager and cheap food. Dress scantily in shabby clothes and ask yourself if this is really the worst that you feared. It is when times are good that you should gird yourself together for times ahead. For when fortune is kind, the soul can build defense against her ravages. So it is that soldiers practice maneuvers in peacetime, erect bunkers when no enemy is in sight, and exhausting themselves under no attack, so when it comes, they won't get tired. It's Seneca Moral Letters. What if you spent one day a month experiencing the effects of poverty, hunger, complete isolation, or any other thing you might fear? After the initial culture shock, it would start to feel normal and no longer quite so scary. There are plenty of misfortunes one can practice, plenty of problems one can solve in advance. Pretend your hot water has been turned off. Pretend your wallet has been stolen. Pretend your crushy mattress was far away from you and you had to sleep on the floor. Or that your car was repossessed and you have to walk everywhere. Pretend you lost your job and you need to find a new one. Again, don't just think about these things, but live them. And do it now while things are good. As Seneca reminds us, it is precisely in times of immunity from care that the soul should toughen itself beforehand for the occasion of greater stress. If you would not have a man flinch when the crisis comes, train him before it comes. This is really good, actually. As I was reading, I was thinking of like all the things that I fear, and it listed like a lot of them, like poverty and I was talking to a buddy, and we went to the air show, and he was talking about skydiving. That's something I fear. I believe everything I want is on the other side of fear. So I don't have a whole lot to say to this actually because I don't practice this. I've lived in situations that were what I now would probably beat myself up about and fear, and lived in poverty, slept on the floor, ate like shit, did not have good food, did not have good clothing. So I've lived it, but I don't go back to that. But it is good training. It's good mental preparation, and it's things that I fear. So if I can make it through, and I know I fear them, then what else would I come to believe that I fear, and what else could I overcome? So I think I'm gonna make a list of things I fear, and I'm gonna make it a point to overcome these fears, to live in the sunlight of the spirit and walk through it. A lot of times are good. That way, if things do arise, then I won't hang my head and trudge through it. I'll know how to navigate that scenario. Cool. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Challenge yourself. Overcome your fears. What are your fears? Shoot me a comment. Hit subscribe. Let's overcome them together. Love you guys.